Hi there. It's time for me to color my hair, and it's also time for me to share some secrets. I've been a hairstylist for 30 years and have been coloring and cutting my own hair at home, and I am passionate about natural looking hair color. So I'm just going to let you guys watch me color my own hair. So for right now you can see I have my gray hair coming in. I'm going to do only light color this time, and in the back I have a few gray hairs coming in somewhere in there, and this is just my natural dark hair. So I'm going to put a few light pieces in the back and a few light pieces to the front. These are the ones I did last time out here, so I'm trying to make them look more like blonde instead of gray. That's the idea. I'm going to start off just here in the front. Actually, I'm not going to talk while I do this so I can focus for a second. Hi, I'm back. Okay, let's start. No talking. I will talk right now so you can see the regrowth right here in the color that I did last time. And this is the brown that I did last time, which we're going to do next time. So what I'm doing is I'm only going into the section that was colored last time. I'm only going to touch on those roots, and I'm going to pull it through the ends to brighten up the blonde, make it a little bit lighter on the ends. So I come into the root area only where I see the gray, and then follow it through. This is a very free form technique. That's what makes it look natural and makes it grow out nice. I want to be real clear that you have to be really careful doing this at home. I'm working on a real specific tutorial video, and I'm also working on potentially getting color for you guys and a special brush to apply it properly. My goal is to not have you guys turn in to be my color corrections in the salon. I don't want you to come in and have this fixed by a professional. I mean, mostly I want you to save money. Coloring techniques like this can cost upwards of $200. Color corrections can cost more because it takes more time and you don't know what you're dealing with. It's not easy. So be careful doing this at home. I welcome any questions. You can message me here on YouTube. This is my very first video on this, and I plan on doing more, so you guys can dictate where this goes with your feedback. Super passionate about it. It's really fun for me. I'm also an artist. Been doing hair for 30 years, but I've also been a ceramicist, and I've done abstract painting. This reminds me of abstract painting. I enjoy the creativity of art. It's very freeing, it's fun. And we're all artists, that's the cool part. I didn't know that until I was 40. Now I'm a dancer, started 5 years ago. One of the tricks with this coloring technique is that you do not get it on the scalp. I'm a proponent of not putting hair color on your scalp because of the dangers of it. I mean, it's proven to cause cancer. So basically, it's a chemical that's seeping into your skin, your biggest organ in your body, and that just can't be good. So I'm keeping it stays completely off the scalp, only on the hair. Another thing that you have to be careful with at home is putting hair color on hair that's already been colored. That's how you damage it. That's why people's hair gets very damaged just from overlapping the color. With this technique, you can put it right where you want it and stop before it gets to the ends where it's damaged. I also want you guys to be careful what color you're using. I'm working on, I would love to have a color line for you that I can get to you that I know is good, that's professional. I'm working on that now. Otherwise, just be careful, because there are products out there that aren't going to do what they say they do. And a lot of that's based on the fact that our hair color is so different to start with. So if one of us has brown hair, and one of us has blonde hair, one of us has red hair, and we decide we all want to go and we all want to have brown hair, and we put a brown color on all three of our heads, it's going to look completely different because the base color was different to start. It's like when you're painting on a brown piece of paper or a white piece of paper or a black piece of paper. If you paint brown across all those papers, it's going to look completely different. That's why a lot of people have problems buying box color from the salon, and I would love to educate you on that. Okay, I'm going to look at the back with a mirror. Hello, I'm back. Okay, so now I'm just going to analyze this in the back. I'm going to take one section at a time. So I just pin this out of the way. And I'm going to look into, I'm just going to find maybe a piece that I did last time. This is really kind of freeform. I see one here, but actually I'm going to put a few in now. So I'm just going to grab a random hair here. I'm going to recommend that you use gloves because this color can burn your hands. My whole philosophy about getting this on your skin. Actually, to be a good example, we'll put our gloves on. Teach by doing, huh? Here we go. Don't be lazy, Gina. In the past, in the back, I've done the tips. This time I'm actually going to I'm bringing just a few of these through to the roots because I'm noticing more gray hair at those roots. So I'd like to get a little more color at the base and through the ends. What's nice about this technique is it doesn't have to be perfect because it's not going on solid. It's just going pieces. Maybe it's kind of like maybe the sun has hit it in certain areas. It's not going to be all perfect. So like right there, there's a piece of blonde ends I did last time, and there's also some gray at the root. That's a great piece to color. Just grab that little chunk there. Show you what I can't see, which is kind of ironic, but might as well. Just getting it in the roots, and then I'll use my glove maybe to kind of smush it through to the ends. I'm going to take a look at it, see if it looks, oh, see my blotch here? I can wipe that off. Go back and do this. A little better. This is my haircut. As you can see, these short pieces. Maybe we'll talk about haircuts if you guys are interested. I do this haircut myself. I've been cutting it since high school. I have difficult hair, so I learned how to do it myself. I'm very picky. This one just looks like it wants a little more color. And the way this is working is the front pieces are already processing, as you can see. You can see them. And so I did those first because I want the front to be lighter than the back. And then back here it just won't be as bright, it'll be more natural. So it'll kind of look like the sun-lit front part of it. The sun brightened up the front part of my hair. And the back is more natural, softer. It'll be more of like a golden, darker blonde. Or light brown, actually. I'm making this video with the concept of I'm hoping to get some feedback from you guys as to what you're interested in and what you'd want to see more of. Because I'd like to take this a little further. I'm just not sure the route I want to go. I don't know if I want to make an instructional video for you. I don't know if I want to get hair color for you. That's might be a little more work. I'm not sure where I'm going to take it. So your feedback is encouraged, please. It'll be interesting for me. Now I'm pretty much done. I'm just going to go in and put a few random ones to blend this in here. Knowing that now this piece that I put in is going to be a completely different color from the first piece, and I'm taking that into consideration. These are the things I want to teach you guys. So these are going to be nice and bright and blonde now, and I'm going to watch them. It's kind I'm like doing a little test strand. You're going to test it so you can see how that one's lightened up there. Basically what it's done is in that section there's gray and brown hair. The reason it's turning a golden color is the bleach has lifted up the brown hair. It doesn't do anything to the gray. Bleach or high lift tint, well, bleach is what we're using. Does not do anything to the gray. It doesn't cover it. Gray is absence of color, and bleach takes out color. So the reason it's gold right now is because the brown was lifted to the gold stage, and that's what's going to blend in the gray. If that makes sense. And here I'm just leaving it. Well, what do you think? Let's put, so this is a fun part. This is where it's more like playing, is I'm going to get ready to shampoo this off because the front is almost done. So now I can just put in a few random pieces. Actually, this is a kind of a fun technique too. I'm just going to take my gloves and dip it in the color and just grab a few of these ends. Just so that it doesn't look too dark right on the sides here. Again, this color now is going to lift up from the dark brown to maybe a light brown shade, not to blonde, because I'm not going to leave it on all the way. So I'm taking into consideration the timing. I have learned that out of all the people that color their hair at home, out of all the people who color their hair in general, who have their hair colored, a majority of them do it at home. And working in the salon, we see a lot of color corrections come in. And I personally see a lot of roots out on the streets, meaning people having their hair colored by a stylist or themselves, putting it on solid, and then having roots grow in. And it's one of my pet peeves. I don't think you need to do that. I think you can have it look natural. And this actually is fun. It's fun for me. And I think if I teach you guys how to do it, it could be fun. Super excited to get your guys' feedback. This is something I think about. I've been thinking about a lot. So it's a big step for me to put out this video without really thinking about it. Not doing it, obviously, not professionally, just screwing around in my bathroom. Okay, so let's watch it here. So I can go in and wipe a whole section off. And if you really want to see it, you can take a rag and go into the part with the colors and just literally wipe it off. So you can see now the color. You can see the root still, because I didn't put it on my scalp. But the color looks great. I'm going to leave it on just a few more minutes. Put a little more color on that. Next time we will do the brown, which I actually just did about 3 weeks ago. And we'll put the brown in. We'll put the brown chunks in. So what I do is I go into where there's more of my natural brown hair and I paint the brown in. I'll show you. I can show you guys later, so that it has the variated colors of the two different colors. And the nice thing about doing this at home is in the salon you'd have to do two different processes. One with the blonde, one with the brown, so that they don't mesh together. And at home, 1 month you can do the blonde, the next month you can do the brown, the next month you can do the blonde, or every 6 weeks. The concept is this is going to last a lot longer than your regular color. Okay, I think, let's see. Okay, I'm going to go do a shampoo. See you in a few. Okay, friends, I'm back. I just washed my hair after doing the hair color, and I thought, I am going to let my hair dry natural. I have a wash and wear haircut and hair color. So I'm going to let it dry natural, but I might as well teach you guys this trick of how to style your hair without a blow dryer. My hair is naturally wavy, and it would dry kind of full and poofy if I just let it dry natural, and if I blow dry it would just get frizzy from the heat of the blow dryer. So what I will do, I'll show you this haircut. This haircut, again, I cut my own hair. It has a lot of short pieces in it. It has long pieces in it. It's more fun. It's creative. I am probably going to move into teaching you how to cut your hair, just so you know. So what I'm going to do is think about how I want my hair to look ultimately out when it's dry. I don't want it, right now I'm not going to wear it back. I don't want to wear it back, so I'm not going to push it back while it's drying. I'm actually going to shake my head. I talk about a kid getting out of the ocean, surfer kid, getting out of the ocean, shake his head, just lets his hair kind of fall like that. So I'm starting with that. That's the way our hair grows forward. It's the happiest that way, when it's kind of doing its own thing. I can see right here how this is kind of flipping out of my face. I'm not thinking that's going to look so good. So I'm going to go in and just pull this down. Pull this flat. So I cut these long pieces. You can see how short I cut this right here. So I'm going to pull my long pieces down on the sides because I want them to dry it down that way. I'm going to come back into this area. I love these down. I'm just going to pull them down on the sides. I'm going to pull my bangs flat to one side, either side like that. The rest of it, I want it to have some movement, so I have some natural wave in there. So what I'm going to do is come in here piece by piece, take big pieces like this, twist them all the way to the end, and I kind of pull on it, and then just let it sit there. Just let it sit like that in the twist. Take another piece. And I'm just going to kind of go around my whole head. And I'm just going to keep twisting one chunk. So I'm taking a big chunk, and it doesn't matter which way you twist it. That one I'm twisting to one side. This one I can twist to the other side. What this is doing is it's clumping the hair together, smoothing out the cuticle layer, and it's going to allow it to dry that way. As opposed to all the hairs drying all kind of out doing their own thing, which is what will make it look frizzy. This is going to give it a little more texture. These particular sides, a lot of people with shorter hair, their hair kind of wings out. My hair likes to do that if I don't control it. So I'm actually going to roll these pieces towards my face because that's the opposite of how they want to wing. So this top one, I can roll it back, so it doesn't matter. These side ones are the ones that wing out. So I'm actually going to grab them and spin them forward. Those of you who have this problem will know what I'm talking about. So I can take this bang, spin it, grab it, spin it, grab a chunk, spin it. I'll take my long pieces here, spin those. Same thing, you're just clumping them together to smooth out the cuticle layer. And then the idea is we're just going to go sit and let this dry. Go sit in the sun, take a walk. And as they start to kind of separate back again, you just kind of, I'll feel around back here. I don't even need a mirror. I'm just going to grab them. So by kind of pulling this out of my head like that, what it'll do is create a little bit of volume at the root and then texture and separation at the ends. That's the concept of this. All right, let's do that. Let's go leave this. I'm going to go pack for my dance trip. I'll be right back. Hi there, I'm back. I didn't get much packing done except for making a mess out here, trying to pack that stuff. Color's done, hair's dried. Here's the effect. So you can see the streaks coming in now from the roots to the ends. Here's the back. I haven't actually looked at the back yet. You can check out how the color back there is a lighter brown. It's not as blonde as the top. And you can see the pieces on the sides, the light pieces on the sides, and how it looks natural. It's grown in. And here's the idea of how the hair dried. So the way I have it cut is super short pieces in throughout, which give it the texture. I pulled this down straight, and that's how that dried out straight. I left these long the way I cut this short. It's really fun. Anyway, as you can tell, I love what I do. I love doing hair. I want to share some ideas with you guys at home because I know so many of you are doing your hair at home. Please give me your feedback so I can continue. I'd like to know what you guys are interested in. Thanks. Bye.